Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Lititz Rec Center Triathlon for 2021. So yesterday is when the triathlon happened, and it was a great triathlon. Had a blast doing it. Weather was wonderful, didn't get too hot on the run. Everything worked out wonderfully. One of the best things about this triathlon was just the location of it, that friends and family were able to come out and just spectate. As well as I knew a couple of the other people that were actually competing in it, and it's always nice to see familiar faces. Also, Nick Bear's dad was competing in it, which was neat just to meet him, with Nick being such a large influence to my fitness as a whole. So it was awesome getting to see him actually compete in his first triathlon, as well as the most important person that also competed in this triathlon, which was my wife, competed in her first triathlon. And actually on Friday, we are going to be talking with her about her opinion on how training went, how the actual triathlon went, things that she might want to change for the next time she competes. If she competes again, we'll see if she actually liked it enough to do another one. For now, let's get more into actually how the triathlon itself went. So as for my actual standing in like the whole scheme of the race, it was not my most impressive showing, and I wish I would have done a little bit better. But I got 107th place out of 218, so like almost right in the middle of the pack. And I got 12th in the men's 20 to 29 age group, which is honestly okay with me. I wish that my time would have been a little bit better. My overall time was 1:42.50. I would have really loved to see that 1:40 or even into the 1:30s. And next year I plan on doing this event again, so I am really going to be pushing for that 1:30 time. As for the breakdown of the actual events, I got the 300-meter pool swim happened in 6 minutes, 29 seconds. So for the swim, it is a serpentine pattern, so you're sticking to the left side of the lane, swimming down and back, and then you go under the rope, down and back, following the person that's in front of you, and a new person is released every 15 seconds to keep the swim going, but it's a big follow the leader. Passing isn't super recommended unless you have a clear opening, which I luckily did have another opening, and so I was able to make the pass, but then the guy started catching up at me towards the end. I twinged my knee about halfway through the swim, pushing off the wall a little bit weird. And so then that ended up affecting me for the rest of the event, but was still out of the water and got into transition zone 1, which took me 1:57 minutes. So I kept it under 2 minutes, which was a big goal for me because have to get all my shoes, I choose to wear socks during my biking event, so had to get my socks on, had to get my shoes on, had to get my helmet on, put my glasses on, and get out of the transition zone, which I was a little bit further from the gate just due to when we got there in the morning to set up. So got out of the transition zone and got onto the bike. The bike was a 15.8 mile ride, and it was beautiful. It goes through Lititz, just through the countryside, so there's nice rolling hills. Nothing is too steep that you're not able to get up out of the saddle and power through it, but I kept that just under an hour at 58 minutes and 4 seconds. As a whole, the bike went really well. Passed a few people, of course got passed by some other people. There was a guy who was significantly further back, so I was 54 in the starting line, and the guy who passed me had number 100 written on him, and that guy had to be pushing 400, 500, 600 watts during different sections by the speed that he was carrying past me. It was really impressive to see. As for my own personal experience on the bike ride, I have a little bit of footage that I'm going to be overlaying here, but I thought that it went great. There are some nice power sections of it that it just flattens out and you're really able to put the pedal down and push yourself a little bit further. And then there are some great descents that I was getting over 35 miles an hour, getting up into the 40s. And that's always just a wonderful feeling when you just have so much speed traveling behind you and you're able to keep pedaling and just keep pushing power throughout those sections. And like I said, the uphills aren't that bad. You're able to maintain a lot of momentum through the course, so you're really able to power up those climbs as well. But coming back in, there was a car that blocked me because they didn't know that they were able to go. They didn't know that they weren't able to go to the rec center that day, and so they got in my way as I was coming back into the transition area. So luckily, the people who were helping direct the racers blocked the car off so that I was able to take a wider turn, get around them, and not slow down too much, pick up a little bit more speed in the straightaway, and then get back into the transition zone. So one of my favorite parts of this course, though, is there's a section where you pass a pretty main road, and they have flagger force people there that are stopping the traffic. But right in like the middle of the road, there's a little bit of a crest that happens at about the double yellow line. And so I took the double yellow line, took that jump, and cleared it over into the next section of road. I don't know, how wide is a car? From the double yellow line to the white line, cleared that section, and one of the guys along the side of the road was like, whoa. So that's always fun, and because I had done this course last year, I knew that was coming up, and I knew that I was able to take that with some speed and actually make that jump. So I wish I had that picture or had some kind of footage of it, because it's such a fun spot to hit. But like I said, came back into the transition zone. Second transition zone time was 1:42. Once again, wanted to keep it pretty short, but I'm still using regular laces. I'm not using any kind of like sport laces or anything. So still had to take the time to make sure everything comes off, make sure that I am putting the bike up properly, and tying my shoes up that they're not going to be just shifting around the entire time during the run. Which brings me to the run, which is by far my least favorite section of a triathlon. However, still has to be done. And so that is where my downfall really happened on this. I was able to power through some of the knee pain on the bike ride, but then when it came to the run, it was really starting to burn. It was really starting to hurt, and I had to slow down my pace significantly. So my total elapsed time for the run, which was 3.1 miles, was 34 minutes and 38 seconds. So ultimately, it would have been much better if I would have been able to keep that at a 30-minute. But there were certain sections where, just with the grade of the hill, I was not able to keep my legs moving at the rate that I wanted to, and I had to slow down. I never went into a walk. I never stopped the actual running movement, but I dropped my pace to like a 13, and it was a lot slower than I would have liked it to go. But the triathlon as a whole was a great success. I had a wonderful time running it. I felt that things flowed a lot smoother this year than they did last year, and I feel like it's actually starting to fall into its own being of a race. It's starting to build people who have competed in it for a few years now, and they're returning, and they're bringing friends, family, other people that are just local to the area. I don't feel like I've seen a huge spread of people from like across the country coming in. It's definitely growing each year, and that's always exciting to see. Things that I'm going to be looking to change for next year. I plan on doing this race again. I'm really going to focus on my running. I'm going to be spending a lot more time in the pool, just trying to keep that swim to closer to a 5-minute swim, which will just put me a little bit further up. And I mean, I love biking, and so I really just need to get out and ride more. So I'm just going to have to be much more strict with my training next year. This year as a whole, I was very lax with my training. I wanted to truly enjoy the triathlons, and I wasn't as focused on the training. I'm sure that there's going to be a few triathlons in 2022 that I'm not going to be as pressured. I'm going to be enjoying them. I'm just going to be doing them more for fun, really getting out, experiencing new places, and using it as an excuse to travel a little bit more. But for the Lititz Triathlon, I am still going to be pushing for a better time next year, just because it's such a fun event to do. And so the big takeaway is that I know I can do better. And I want to do better for 2022. So we are really going to be cracking down next year on the training, and we are going to be coming back so much stronger, so much faster, and I cannot wait to take you guys along for that ride. So thank you all for watching this video. Stay tuned for next Friday when we're talking to Greta about her first time doing a triathlon. But make sure that if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about the triathlon I just did or any of the other triathlons I have done, make sure to leave those in the comments below. And of course, hit the subscribe button so that way you can stay up to date on all the videos, and hit the little notification bell beside it so that way you can get notified every time a new video comes out. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.